Hello students, today we are going to begin a new chapter, chapter 11, Devotion towards the Almighty. Almighty means God. So our devotion to God. So here in the picture we can see that various ways of worship, different forms we can see how they are praying to the God. The above picture you must have made you wonder, when did people start praying and singing religious songs in this way? This deep devotion towards God is the gift of the Bhakti and Sufi movements that started in the 8th century. So their deep devotion to gods, from that only Bhakti and Sufi movements are started. Let us take a peek into that era and understand how all this reached us. In olden days, common people stayed away from education. Then, traditionally, members of the working class underwent vocational training. On that time, the education was very less. That is why they are underwent for the vocational training. People were religious, but superstition was also widely prevalent during that time, because they were the religious people, but then only they had that superstition in their mind. Due to this, undue advantage was taken by many opportunities. People weren't as scared of kings as much as of religious heads and saints. How they are scared to the god and goddess or the religious heads and saints, the same way they are scared of kings. Religion became superficial. Idol worship had become widespread. So that is why they don't have that much devotion or much deep faith in God. That is why religion becomes superficial. They started to worship that idol worship. Then through people believed that in any and respected religious book like Vedas, Puranas, etc., they were ignorant about the main philosophies they propagated. Because the people believed and respected religious books like Vedas and Puranas. So they were ignorant about the main philosophies they propagated. Charity was considered a noble deed. So charity was one of the important things. The Hindus and Muslims considered charity as a part of their religious belief. So charity is very compulsory because this is a part of religion. Ghost, spirit, apparition, etc. were believed in and even worshipped. They are believed in that in ghost, spirits and apparition. A few superstitions also became widely spread among the people. True faith has lessened. They don't have much faith in God. So that is why true faith has lessened. Some opportunities priests, Maulvis, saints, with doctors, etc. started taking advantage of the ignorance of the people and their blind beliefs to make their own lives more comfortable and luxurious. Some kind of people were there. Some of the priests, the Maulvis, was saints, witch doctors. So they are taken the advantage of the ignorance of the people. That is why their lives also become more comfortable and luxurious because of these people. Let us learn about the Bhakti movement that started during that period. You have already learned about the advent of Muslims during the Sultanate era in the previous chapters. How these Muslims came, or how the advent of the Muslim during the Sultanate period. Though they spread Islam in India, Hinduism remained the main religion and retained its status because they spread that their Islamism. But the Hinduism was remained there. All religion felt the need to spread awareness of remove the ignorance. For this, saints started a different religion revolution in religion, culture, etc. So which are the, we'll see in the next paragraph. The first person is Vallabhacharya. So who was Vallabhacharya? Vallabhacharya was born in 1479 century or CE in Champara in Telugu Brahmin family. So he was from the Brahmin family. He followed Vaishnavism. So Vallabhacharya followed the Vaishnavism in the religion of his family. He studied Vedas, Vedantas, Darshan, Sutras, Dharmashastras, Puranas and history in depth. So they had the knowledge, or they studied about these all the things. Where in Banaras. He traveled around the whole world to propagate his religious beliefs. So he traveled all the places for what? To propagate his religions. Then he went from Rameshwara to Haridwar and from Dwaraka to Jagatpuri thrice to propagate the Pushti Marga set. So he traveled many times, 3 times was said. So there thrice he traveled Rameshwara to Haridwar and from Dwaraka to Jagatpuri for what? To promote the Pushti Marga set. During his pilgrimage, he organized Srimad Bhagavad Kada. So Srimad Bhagavad Kada is organized. Then and the place where these discourses were organized is known as Baitak. According to him, Brahma is pure and unbounded soul and Krishna is the only Purna Purushottam Parabrahma. So they believed that Brahma is pure and unbounded soul, can't bound anywhere, that everywhere its soul is there. And Krishna is the only Purna Purushottam Parabrahma. So considered Krishna as a god. He therefore felt that bhakti was the only way to seek freedom from cycle of birth and death and to attain the salvation. From our birth to death, we are doing a one cycle of life. So in that time, our main attention or maybe we are seeking to reach to the salvation or to attain the salvation. This religion could be followed by anybody without any distinction of caste, color or creed. So anybody can be follow this religion without making any type of distinction in the caste, color or creed. Thus, Vallabhacharya's importance and contribution in the Bhakti movement is immense. Means there is no number. Many that he has contributed for the in the Bhakti movements. Next we will see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the last guru of or preacher in the Acharya tradition. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the last guru in Vaishnavism. He was born in 1485. So Vallabhacharya was born in 1479. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in 1485. In the famous educational place Navadip or Nadia in Bangladesh. He became well known because of his love for meditation. He was meditating lot of things, that is why he became well known person as a meditator. The depth of his devotion knew no bounds. He popularized the chant of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So he was doing that one of the chant was Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Within a short span, these mantras spread all over Bengal. So he was popularized knowing that Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and also it is spread over Bengal. People of any caste would join his Kirtan Mandali. Then people even started having kirtans in their homes. In the home also they started to chant this kirtan. He spread the message of Krishna Bhakti in different corners of different states. So he established or he spread the message of Krishna Bhakti in that state. He propagated this sect without any discrimination on the basis of color, caste and creed, in such a way that is created integration and brotherhood among the people, like Vallabhacharya. So anyone can follow this religion. So without making any discrimination on caste, color and creed. And also then brotherhood was developed. He asked the people to pass their days in God's service and chant his name. And also he was telling to the people, or he was asking to the people to spend their days. How? Doing the God service and chanting his name. Next we will see that the person Guru Nanak. He went to Sri Lanka, Arabistan and Iran. He believed man is first a human being and then a person of a particular caste. First, man should live as a human being. Later, have to follow the caste. There is only one God and everyone is equal for him. So, only one God is there, then everyone is equal for him. He is omnipotent, omnipresent and omniscient. What is the meaning of this? He is omnipotent, means unlimited power God has. and omnipresent. So God is present everywhere. Then omniscient means he is having the full knowledge. That is the what is in the adjective he is given. He is the omnipotent, omnipresent and omniscient. He is the Guru and the real Sahib. So God is our real Guru. Guru Nanak believed that with the help of Sadguru, one can attain the real knowledge and can know him, and one has to seek the shelter of God in order to remove ignorance. How we can remove our ignorance? Then we have to attain the real knowledge and we have to know him and we have to find the shelter under God. Then Satnam is accepted as a symbol of God and one must continually chant God's name. So Satnam is accepted as a symbol of God. So you can underline your textbook. So Satnam is accepted as the symbol of God and one must continuously chant God's name. He also believed that more than merely chanting his name, it is important to consider everyone equal, and only then does to become sanctual religion. So how we can become a religious person? So not only chanting the God's name is not enough. So we have to treat or we have to consider everyone as equal. People of different religions became his followers. So he had many followers or disciples. They are known as Sikhs. So Guru Nanak's disciples are known as what? Sikhs. His preaching are collected in a book titled Guru Granth Sahib. So Guru Nanak's preaching are collected in a book titled what name? Then Guru Granth Sahib. Then next we will see that then Swami Ramananda. The second half of the 14th century, Swami Ramananda proved to have made a very strong and noteworthy contribution to the Bhakti movement, because he proved that because he was a very strong and very strong person and he has given much contribution to the Bhakti movement. He preached his ideals and beliefs in regional languages which help spread Vaishnava Bhakti. So which are the preaching he has given to the people. That is why he preached his ideals. Which are the ideals he has given, and beliefs also given in a regional language. For what? To spread the Vaishnava Bhakti. He propagated the main ideas of the scholars, adding his own inputs, because along with the scholars he has given his ideas also, if necessary, and spread the Bhakti revolution in North India. Kabir and Raita were his followers. So who was the followers of Swami Ramananda? Then Kabir and you can underline your textbook. Kabir and Raitas were his followers. The next we will see that if the saints had not reformed the religions and social condition of the society, what would have been the situation? We will not have any particular religion and also will not have a proper society. Next we will see that Narasingh Mehta. So he is a well-known person. The most renowned Gujarati poet is Narasingh Mehta, who was born in Nagar family. So Narasingh Mehta was born in Nagar family. He spent time in the company of saints from his childhood days, means in the small days, from the smaller age. He spent the time with whom? With the saints. Even though he got married, he had no attachment with his family. He had a married person but not having the attachment to the family. He was always engrossed in Krishna Bhakti. So he has engrossed the Krishna Bhakti. He was deeply affected when he saw people discriminating others on the basis of caste, color, creed, etc. So he doesn't like. That is why telling that he was deeply affected when he saw the people discriminating others on the basis of caste, color, creed, etc. That is why all the people are telling that should not make any type of discrimination among the religion. He believed Pagal Pakshi, Dhyan Nahi Parameshwar, then Samadarshti Ne Sarva Saman. That is, where there is equality, there is God. It means we have to consider all the people as equal, then there will be God. So where there is a equality, there is a God. Using his own example, he proved that a person having faith and devotion towards God can overcome all problems in life. In our life, so many problems we can face, we need to face. So those who have the faith and devotion towards the God can overcome. His knowledge, devotional songs and Prabhadiya deeply affected the Gujarati community. So the people are inspired by this person. You must have heard of his devotional song. So what is it in the that is one of the devotional song he has written here. It is very familiar to you, I think so. Next we will see that regarding Kabir. There is no accurate information about Kabir and his family, not having much information about Kabir and his family. However, through word of mouth, this is the all information obtained about him. Through the mouth, when the people are speaking about this person, then only he became a very famous person. We are getting many information about Kabir. He had a pleasing personality, the happy personality, the pleasing personality he had. He was married and worked as a weaver. He got married and he was working as a weaver. He was not educated himself but understood everything about religion and sex from the discussion with the saints and the hermits. He was not an educated person but he understood, he can understand everything. Read the thing about the religion and sect, how from the discussion with the saints and the hermits. He started propagating this fact through verses and a Sakhi which had a very deep impact on people. He practiced what he preached and lived his life accordingly. So what are the things he is preaching? That only he was practicing in his life. According to him, there is only one supreme being. So only one God. Supreme being means God, who is known by different names like Sahib, Allah, Huda, Ram, Rahim, Govind, Brahma. So we have only one, or according to him there is only one supreme God, but having the different names. Therefore, Kabir was not only a greater inspirer, motivator or propagator of the Bhakti movement of the medieval period, but also a founder of the cultural integration. So he was the one of the great inspirer, motivator and propagator of the Bhakti movement and also the founder of cultural integration. That is why we could start a new age. Next we will see that Raitas. Raitas was born in Kashi. His father's name was Rakhu and mother's name was Durviniya, because he was born in Kashi. He was benevolent and kind from his childhood days. He was very good. That is why he was benevolent and kind from his childhood days. He would always help others selflessly, and that became his regular practice because he was helping to the people. That became as that selflessly he was helping the people. That was the regular practice of his life. He treated everyone equally. He considered fighting in the name of religion futile and meaningless. So he considered fighting is in the name of religion, that is nothing. It's a vain only and there is no meaning at all. Mirabai was imprisoned by Raidas' devotion and thus became his follower. So Mirabai became the follower of Raidas. Saint Kabir and Raidas were the disciple of the same preacher or the same guru. So next we will see that Man Shankar Katotima Janka Jati Jatima Jati Hai J Ketan Ke Pad Raitas Manush Na Jut Sake Jab Tak Jati Na Jat. His devotional dohas or verses are famous even today. This was one of the devotional dohas or verses. Then people respected him a lot. The Raitas sect started due to his name Raitasi, because the people were respected him. There are many followers of this sect in Gujarat. Next we will see that Tukram. Then Bhakt Puntharik established the devotion of Vidhantalanand, that is Vithoba, in Maharashtra in the 11th century. Vidhantalanand. After that, from 13th century to 16th century, the above mentioned devotees propagated the Bhakti movements in Maharashtra. So one of the devotion established there. There were many saints and poets in Maharashtra between 13th and 17th century who wrote many songs that inspire people even today. Because there were many poets were there in Maharashtra, they have written many inspiring songs. The most famous among them was Tukrama, who was appreciated by people of his devotion. So the most famous among them was Tukrama. All these saints opposed rites and rituals, superficial piousness and caste distinction. So all these saints opposed forward rites and rituals, superficial piousness and caste distinction. They also believed that a person can worship God without renouncing the world. So according to him, believed that according to them, then a person can worship God without renouncing the world. So they can live in the world and also can believe in God. One must help the needy and serve them, as real devotion is to solve the problems of the needy. So we have to help the needy person and has to serve them as real devotion. That is to solve the problems of the needy. He gave humanism a whole new meaning. So he gave humanism a whole new meaning. So students, in this class we have discussed some of the devotion towards the Almighty. Then regarding Vallabhacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Guru Nanak, Swami Ramananda, Narsingh Mehta and Kabir Raidas. These are some of the important people established that Bhakti and Saints movements. Thank you students. Thank you for listening the class.